Have you ever wondered what's in the food you eat? Or the floor you walk on? Maybe the chair you sit on? They are all made up of tiny building blocks of life known as atoms. But to truly understand the atom, you need to start from the beginning. Let's try around 470 BC-ish. Back then, most people believed that the world was made up of four elements: water, earth, fire, and air.
I think the world is made up of tiny, indivisible, and indestructible particles. I think they should be called atoms.
You're stupid.
Stupid!
Democritus's atom idea didn't really catch on until the late 1700s to early 1800s, when an English chemist named John Dalton backed his findings with real experimental data.
I hope my experiment works. Holy cow! My theory was correct. Atoms are real and they mix into substances without being created or destroyed. Atoms are also ratios. For example, one oxygen atom and two hydrogen atoms equals water. See? Here's two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen.
Eugene Goldstein, who was a German physicist, he began observing cathode rays and observed rays traveling in the opposite direction of the original rays. He concluded the strange rays had some positive particles. Eugene is known for thoroughly studying cathode rays and the discovery of protons.
Wow, that was so pretty. What's that? My experiment was right. I discovered protons. This must mean that atoms are just made of protons.
An English physicist named J.J. Thomson doubted Eugene's theory. He redid the cathode ray experiments and discovered the existence of electrons.
Eugene's theory is so stupid. There has to be more than just protons. Let me go look. Where could this electron be? Oh. Where could this electron be? I done it! I found the electron! Now that I found the electron, I know that in an atom, there are negative corpuscles encased in a spherical cloud of positive charge. I'll call it the plum pudding model. What are you doing in here?
After J.J.'s plum pudding model theory, in 1910 one of J.J.'s students named Ernest Rutherford decided to test out this theory. He tested his theory by shooting alpha particles at a thin sheet of gold foil. He saw that most particles went through the gold foil, but some bounced back.
Good morning, class.
Shut up, you're stupid and so's your theory. Mine will be way better.
Yeah, right.
My theory was right. And you were wrong. Atoms are mostly empty space.
An English physicist named James Chadwick discovered the existence of neutrons. He confirmed the existence of neutrons by putting a piece of beryllium in a vacuum chamber with polonium. The polonium struck the beryllium, proving the theory.
Sick of everyone praising Ernest. His theory is obviously stupid. I bet I could prove his theory wrong with my experiments. Let's see. If I just put beryllium and polonium in a vacuum chamber, we'll see what happens. My theory was right. Neutrons do exist. They have no charge, but almost the same mass as a proton.
Here's your Nobel Prize.
Thank you so much.
In 1913, a Danish physicist named Niels Bohr made his discovery and theory. Niels proposed that the electron is actually found in orbits similar to a ladder. While the electrons move from one orbit to the other, they emit light. Woo! Look at these electrons jumping.
My theory was correct. Electrons move from orbit to orbit, emitting off energy. My model was correct and represents this perfectly.
The last physicist we'll be talking about is Erwin Schrödinger. He used calculations to devise an equation describing the behavior of a hydrogen atom.
This equation is so hard, I don't know what it means. I know. I've done it! I've created the equation. I now know that electrons move in waves around the nucleus, not perfect circles.
Well, that was a long journey. Now you know everything you need to know about the atom. Peace, dudes.